Yeah, I'm a fact finder and I'll remind you, believe when I say I researched this all day, but we are two-sided pods. You need to rebut all I say with all of your ragings. Tell me why I got red hair and ginger pubes. Tell me why you bitch and moan, it's all you do. Now it's time to get drunk and go on stereo. That's the two-sided way. That's the two-sided way.
Oh man, John. It's 3 shots right there, folks. We are the Two-Sided Pod. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, right here on the stereo streets and also live on YouTube's. If you can't make those times, well, I apologize. If you're across the pond, it's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich time.
That's right.
Yeah, if you can't make those, we're also on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Fans Only. We're on Patreon. We're on Farmers Only. We're on Fans Farmers Only. We're Patreons of farmers with fans only. That is where our love stops. We're patrons of them. Ain't that right, Joe?
Another shot.
Start a tally, folks. At the end of the show, the person who has the right amount of times I say John wins a special shot. I got nothing. Here, buddy. All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna pop this bubble while you're getting ready there.
Okay.
Oh, MFA. He's doing well. How you doing? MFA. I adore you. So good to see you. I love so good to see you. I see you're active. I'm gonna send you some things. I went on and saw that you liked some of John's photos. I don't know why you like John's photos. That only encourages him. Post more. He'll go to the places that I want to win awards from and give awards away at. And he'll take pictures there just to taunt me. I know he'll do it. I know it's coming soon. And I dread. Okay.
When I say I want it that way, but we are too
Okay, didn't see that coming.
that can't reach to your heart. When I say I want it that way, tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Okay.
Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why.
I do. With a little dubstep. Everyone drink. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, sorry, folks. That's the show.
On the show.
All right, buddy. Well, folks, again, we are the Two-Sided. If you're here on the stereo streets, you listen to us only by audio. If you want to click that link above your heads, we are live on the YouTubes. If you're live on the YouTubes, look down below and hit that smash. Ready Player One? No, hit that. Smash that. Nope. Don't be afraid to gently reach out and touch that subscribe. Hit that alert. Tell a friend. Tell your family. Tell your parole officer. We'll be here every week. That was a rough one. Couldn't get it out. Today, Junior. Sorry, I'm better.
I think we should just move right into the show. What do you think?
I'm ready to rock, baby. Let's do it. Let's kick this pig, make it squeal.
Well, howdy. Misfire. Misfire. I'm echoing real hard on you right now.
You got to keep
talking now a little bit more, and yeah, all that echo is gone. All right.
What about now? Is it back?
Let me see. I'm going to talk a little bit more. And we're good. It's self-corrected. Hey!
Keep acting. We're live, John. Jesus.
Take two. Well, howdy. I'm Judd L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete, as stunned as you are in Southern California.
And you're listening to Two Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
Yeah, John, the you and the me. But hold on, I'm getting an echo. We're live. 4, 3, and the no, sir, I hear nothing. The ebb and the flow, the push, the pull, the yin and the yang, the heebies and the jeebies, John.
Before we get too far away from it, because we always throw them in packets these days, let's get this one message, and then we're going to start our show. How many times am I going to say that before we actually start our show?
No. But let's all focus on that we all now have to call, instead of popping bubbles or playing messages, we call them playing them in packets. We go in packets. So any messages, folks, you heard it here first. Let's spread this word through the stereo streets, through any live recording. I got to get to them packets, baby. I got my packets building up. John, you're a pusher.
Try that. Check, mic, check. 1, 2. Check. Okay, I think the mic's working. Try it again. All right.
Hey, can you turn my reverb down?
Hey, can you turn?
I'm going to be doing a lot of screaming. I don't need that back speed, right? Okay. Thanks, Tony. We got the best sound crew here. John, I had him put in some lights and some flares. We're going to have a real flame tonight. I swear to God, we'll probably set something on fire. They don't have to be specifically related. Those guys could leave after the show. We're going to set something on fire, John. They're not mutually exclusive, my friend.
Sibilance.
Testing. La 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 la. What's the story? Yeah. Okay. She sells by the she shore. Yep. Unique.
Yeah.
Unique. John lives in Brooklyn. Here's his address. Yep. I'm ready. Let's go.
Well, hey, we've been having all these technical difficulties. We didn't even start with the general check-in. My boy Pete, how you feeling? And you know what? This time, please tell us gently.
John, I love this. Is a good one for me because not only did you give me an easy one, but you let me gently. Is a very broad interpretation. John, I'd like you and your sister to come sit down. I want to tell you about my day. My morale is no longer here. There was an accident at work, and I personally suffered just because of, all right, kids, here's the deal. I'm pretty sure I farted with my headphones on, and I'm 99% sure someone heard. But I couldn't hear. I was like, I can do a silent one with a fart. Like, oh no. That felt too live. I'm not alone. I'm far from people. I'm not alone. They can hear my farts. I'm just saying, John. It's a horrible thing. So I'm sorry, John. Daddy's morale isn't coming home today. My pride has been broken.
Well, my friend, that's going to lead us directly into our first lightning round.
Lightning round! It's time to get down! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Yeah!
How you doing, lightning round guy?
Oh, good, John. I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm better now that you're here.
Yeah, man. It's been a good week. It's been a good week. My boy Pete, he's been doing good. I heard you had some good things happen. You had friends come out. You did some good stuff.
Oh yeah. Some of my best friends, the family you choose. You know what I mean? The family you choose.
Oh man, yeah. No, I had a good day off too. I had some friends come out. T-Bone, Jimmy the Dagger, and Vomit. Good dudes.
The guy's name is Vomit?
Oh yeah. It's his Christian name. We call him Puke.
Puke for short.
Yeah, man, everybody's got nicknames. Anyway,
Sure.
Don't know where this is going, so I have to be back in the other rooms we need. Holy shit.
I'm glad you had fun with your friends, brother.
Me too. Life on the road, am I right? Woo! Bye, y'all.
Bye, buddy. His friend's name is Puke.
I don't let him in the house. I leave them all on the porch. Like, if you want to see your friends, you stay on the fucking porch. Do not let them inside. They touch the windows and they're fucking greasy. Puke? Are you kidding me, like that?
Hey, don't be talking about my friends.
He's so defensive. Loyal to a fault, we say, John.
Yeah. Well, anybody who's anybody knows that the first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
John, I I can't say that I'm not ready. So I think we should proceed forward.
All right, first question. My boy Pete, who's your favorite U.S. president?
I feel like you've already asked me this. But it changes. Big fan of Garfield. Hated Mondays. Love lasagna. Roosevelt was a good one.
Which Roosevelt?
The one in the wheelchair.
FDR.
FDR. Franklin Delano.
That's right.
We called him Old Wheelie. I shit you not. It was all a ploy so people would feel sorry for me. That guy could dunk, bro. They weren't regulation hoops back then, so it was so early. Everyone was like 5'1", so like 7 foot rims, and like that motherfucker could dunk. Crazy, really crazy. But you do right.
Is he your final answer this time?
I'm gonna go FDR. Wheels.
All right. The whole wheelsies.
Because you're gonna want me to. Because you're gonna talk about some bullshit. If we talk about peanuts again, if we talk about Carter, because Carter's good, but he was a puppet middleman. Billy
He's
Bush
the best
fear.
ex-president. He's the best ex-president. We can all agree on that one.
All right.
Build
I
a
would
house.
have to say if we're talking ex-presidents, I would say Patrick Swayze. Folks, you heard it here first. If you like Point Break jokes, stick around. This is only the beginning.
Okay, this next one. My boy Pete, who's your least favorite U.S. president? And I'm going to give you a little bit of parameters. Before 1900. Before 1900. Least favorite U.S. president before 1900.
Thank you. Thank you. If you're trying to sell me out big and hot like that early in, like, John, I'm going to fly out there and put hands on you in Brooklyn, New York. I'm going to give you his address at the end of the show. If you stick around, I promise. Rutherford B. Hayes.
Any particular reason?
Bro, just that name alone. No, he had, he looked weird. His name was horrible, but he had his policies when his, nope, I can't, because anything I say right now is literally not going to turn out correctly. So I'm going to go, nope, and just pass this one by. And like, this is my first get out of jail free card I use. I got two more.
Next question. Who do you like more between President Grover Cleveland and President Andrew Garfield? Grover or Garfield?
I would go Garfield. Again, I did mention him early on.
Right.
His vice president was Mermel. You guys remember that? It was in like the third book. It was crazy. I believe they call that the second term. No, I don't know. Folks, stay with me. Starting in E flat, watch me for the changes, try to keep up. Here we go. Definitely not. No. Final answer, Garfield.
To date, he is the only president to serve two non-sequential terms. Two non-sequential.
You couldn't quit me, baby. I'm not a quaalude. You love me in the morning, 4 years. Either way, you'll call me back.
Final question. If you could be president, would you?
Fuck yeah, I would. Yeah. Beat your ass, I would. John. Yeah. Yeah. I would fix a lot of.
Well, with that enthusiasm.
No, John, I'm not even done. You're going to go further? You want more? You have later things you want to ask me about? Because Jesus Christ, John. Did you see what was Senator? What was Eddie Murphy? He ran on the guy's name who was elected to Congress. The freshman, the freshman. Shit, what was it? And him and his friends were just like a bunch of like 2-bit cons, and they get there like, this is gonna be amazing. He starts like making changes, like, you can fuck shit up. You can't vote me out, bitch. You're not gonna get reelected. I don't want to be reelected. I am a burning house fire. Do you want to be part of it or not? No? Then do what I say. I will take everybody with me. That's how you get shit crossed, John. I'm telling you. Telling you what.
Well, with that enthusiasm, I do have to ask the follow-up. If it was offered to you, would you be president for life?
Fuck no. Fuck no. No, thank you very much. No, thank you very much. 4 years would be a tough bid. I say it should be like a goddamn lottery. Like, if it's like, oh, dude, what about Wheaties? Wheaties had some good shit. Bring them back. It's healthy for kids. One golden ticket in every 25 billion boxes, and you get to be president for a month. And then we get a new president and a new president. And it's like, the thing is, you don't get to change your cabinet except for every grand prize winner, which is every 4 months. And then you can change your cabinet. And then we do cabinet positions. It's going to be great. You guys, we're going to get into the think tank and we're going to solve this problem. And Wheaties is going to benefit. Put you back on the map, Wheaties. Once they start paying us, John.
Yeah, right. It's just unfortunate that the average age of these presidents are like 7 to 12.
That's totally fine. Fresh ideas. Sir, we have a whole army of Pokemon Go. I don't even know what the fuck that means. It means we have no guns. We have a lot of VR screens and we can catch every one, sir. Well, fucking get on board and catch every one. The last remaining adult. It's like the final, the lone survivor. You're the Kiefer Sutherland that cannot be fired or changed out. That you're this like, Jesus Christ, I'm running into daycare. John, we're going to sell it to Nickelodeon. John, hear me out. Here we go. Hulu, John. Let's get some goddamn meetings. Flesh this out. Folks, we are the Two-Sided Pod here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's Thursdays live on YouTube, where we do the song and the dance about the two sides of life, the fun and the serious. Ain't that right, John?
That's right, buddy. Hey, let's hit this packet and start our first topic.
All right, pop this packet. Hey, you can call me a mule because I move these packets.
You can call me a mule because I move these packets across international borders.
Hi, I'd like to stay and set something on fire too,
Preach.
please.
Preach.
Preach.
Never set anything on fire.
Allegedly. She gets it.
It's back.
Y'all
You guys
right.
doing well tonight?
So good to see you, girl.
So good to hear
I
you.
got your picture like that, bro. John, if we could do that, remember how we have our.
Remember how we have our.
Nope, I win now. If we can get, remember how we did our Christmas card at Kmart, Sears? Remember we was a Sears?
Right.
I don't know. That's the next thing. Literally, the next thing we're doing when we get together, we're finding the next Sears or Kmart and being like, yeah, I'll pay $25 for some portraits and some wallet sizes and whatever. And we'll just like take every time we get together, John, we got to take professional pictures, not just fucking. Oh, turns out we got glamour shots. Soft filter. I look a lot younger. And the feather boa is a beautiful touch, John. Oh, are we drinking again? I mean,
Well, speaking of beautiful touches,
here we go, pal.
before our serious topic, we always like to have a nice lubricant.
Yeah.
Helps the medicine go down.
No, John. I believe you watched the wrong Mary Poppins. It's called Spoonful of Sugar, not all the lubricant. Jesus Christ, buddy. What is your childhood like? Here. Okay.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Hey, you're welcome for listening.
Giddy up.
Because we're going to talk about George Washington.
Here's the deal, John. In this segment, I cannot tell a lie. How about that? How you like them apples? How you like them cherries, John?
All right, fine. Do you like George Washington?
I do not. I do, but I do not. It's a mixed relationship. It's a mixed bag, John. It's how I feel about you as a person. I admire you. I think you're amazing. The things you've done, you should be ashamed of. Your mother cries herself to sleep. Too much? I'm just saying, this is one of the most polarizing figures in that is common knowledge in U.S. history. But if you really look at what the individual has done, the amazing good with the amazing bad, it is so. Granted, the power he had to wield and the power he tried to wield, that was so vast. It was just, John, I don't know. What are you going to do, man?
Yeah. And that mythological person that you mentioned through the never telling a lie, and that is what we're going to try to look past. So
I
the
hope we
opening
do.
lines.
Nope, I'm going to save this one, John. I'm going to save this one because I will not tell a lie. It will be funnier then if it's not shoehorned in now. I'm writing it down. Go ahead.
The opening lines for George Washington's biography page on whitehouse.gov, not to be confused with whitehouse.com, is as follows. Quote, on April 30th, 1789, George Washington, standing on the balcony of the Federal Hall on Wall Street in New York, took his oath of office as the first president of the United States. As the first of everything, he writes, in our situation will serve to establish a precedent, he wrote to James Madison. It is devoutly wished on my part that these precedents may be fixed on true principles. Ending his quote. We, of course, know that this is complete BS because he wasn't the first president of the United States. He was just the first one after the Constitutional Convention, creating the founding documents of this young nation and establishing some additional legitimacy to the country's governing bodies.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. You know the timeline, George. Fuck your couch.
Yeah, like 13
Sorry.
presidents.
I know, but they were truly not when it was like, there's semantics in there and we can argue them if you want to. I don't have time for that shit. I realized as I didn't listen to you the whole time, I was trying to write the joke out. I'm like, doesn't even make sense when I write it out. So if we could all have a moment of silence for my joke. Not that has passed, so I can write it down. That's a joke. Okay, go. Anyway, lots of
pompous. Yeah, this pompous decree may have something to do with the chip George Washington had on his shoulders, being the only founding father not to have a college education. Because he left.
Hey, you fucking college boys. You can suck my wooden teeth. Hey. That's the only motherfucker they would talk shit to because he carried an axe. Don't make me treat you like a goddamn cherry tree. My name is George motherfucking Washington.
So he left all formal education at 15 to go to work because his father had died 4 years before. And he seemed to continually let all the other founding fathers that know that he was the best of them all. Well, very casually and humbly, of course.
You mean like at the urinal? He was like, oh shit, is my dick out again? That's not wood, boys. That's flaccid.
Yeah. I didn't realize you noticed. Right, yeah.
Carry on.
So this chip might also account for why he would never tell anybody much of anything of his childhood, not even biographers or close friends.
I was born at a young age. In a place that shall to this day be deep within my heart. Well, you get the gist of it. That's my kidhood. Also, he called it kidhood, which was very strange. We think it had to do with the wood in his mouth.
Right. It also it seems like he wanted to keep his working class past as secret as possible, so it would be replaced by speculation and an assumption that turns into myth and urban legend, which in turn to general belief by the masses throughout the centuries.
I would say that he copies me, but I feel like when you say it in the timeline you're doing, like, is that what I try to do, John? The man, the myth, the legend, my boy Pete, a legend in his own mind. I mean, time. Shit. We're going to work that out in post.
Yeah. He chops down a cherry tree that would provide food for his family, but is brave enough, even as a child, to exclaim that he had done it. I can never tell a lie, right?
But this motherfucker climbed the goddamn tree, Abe. George, Abe. Sorry.
It was his nickname as a kid.
I call him Old Abe George. Not like Wheels, the way we know him.
Right.
Christ, all the presidents have to have names. Yeah, I know all the presidents, but I know about their nicknames, John. See, their nicknames. Ask me the capital of a city, I'll tell you the nickname for it. Not the real state logo, but the nickname. I can do every city in California with nickname. Fuck off. I live here. So dumb. So dumb. Fuck, go. Continue.
So that fits right in there with those wooden teeth of his, or skipping the silver dollar across the Potomac, which would have been about $80 in today's money. So, or that's what I was told.
That's what we call making it rain in the strip club, John. If you had done it in like tuppence or a shekel, half a tuppence. If he had done that, just a whole fuck off bag full of like, yeah, bitches, right, and standing up, boom, 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 firing them off. Like, I would get behind that. Like, make it rain, George, make it rain. I don't know if I in one. There's no champagne room in the Potomac.
Right.
Number one.
Yeah, half a tuppence will do. So this is what I was told by teachers and other adults throughout my childhood. So, like I said, let's just stick with what's been verified by multiple historians.
By multiple of John's teachers in his past. Hey, man, you want to come see a dead body? John went to school in Arizona. That's pretty fucked, kids. You heard it here first.
We do know Washington was born at his family's plantation in Pope's Creek, which was Westmoreland County, Virginia, on February 22nd, 1732, which is actually not fully correct because it was February 11th, 1731, but they went from the Gregorian to the Julian to the Gregorian calendar, and it just changed it.
This calendar sucks, and so do you. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Anyway, so Pope Creek is where that motherfucker was born. Moving on. Presidential.
His parents were Augustine and Mary Ball Washington. Mary Ball was Augustine's second wife.
And it's a hell of a party to go to if it's in the 1800s, I'll tell you what. A Mary Ball? Oh, Lord have mercy. I do get the vapors when I'm invited to a Mary Ball. Sorry, John. I do declaim. I exclaim. I proclaim. I declaim. I renounce all of the comedy. I will not tell a lie.
His first wife, Jane Butler, died, but she left him 3 children, 2 boys and a girl.
The women. How much for the women? Sorry. Keep going. You got to. These are the ones you got to keep going. Step on me. These ones.
He quickly, less than 2 years later, remarried and got 5 quick children from Mary before dying when George was 11. George was the oldest.
Everybody loves a hobby.
And he really loved that hobby. He went to multiple venues for that hobby. But George was the oldest of Mary Ball's children. So, of course, he claimed to be the first of something that he wasn't really the first of.
Are those finger sandwiches? Sorry, Mary Ball here.
Such a Mary Ball.
I'm just saying. Okay, keep going. But I want to. If I have a clicker, shit, I need a clicker. Go now. Don't go now. Go now. Don't go now.
Like what you do with dogs?
I'm not saying that, John. You're doing really good, but I can train you, and I don't have to clean up after you in the park, which is a plus.
It's not aggression. It's dominance.
Right. I'm here to teach fucking cowhouse. I'm here to train peacocks.
So he always talked about being the oldest of his siblings, but he wasn't really because he had 3 older half siblings. But he was the oldest of the 5.
Yeah, the oldest. See, the oldest. The ones I claim. Yeah, that's the ticket.
He didn't really talk about his half siblings much. Basically, the rest that we know about his childhood before his father's death was that they moved twice, landing at a plantation, the second time not owned by the family, called Ferry Farm near Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Oh, Ferry Farm! I do delight in Ferry Farm trollops.
They were there the rest of Washington's childhood. His dad left nothing to him, as he gave the other plantations to George's 2 older half-brothers. But he did give his mom...
No, you'll have nothing. Nothing, you fucking weezer. George, you make me sick. Your older brothers, Jeff and Phil, great boys. The fucking Jeff and Phil Ball Washingtons. You don't even deserve to have a ball. Married balls are not for you, George. Not for you.
So his mom did get an allowance from the income of these plantations, and that's all she had to raise her 5 children. At the ripe age of 11, George was ready to step up as the man of the house and help his mom tend to the plantation where they now lived.
Hello, Mama. I don't know why I'm talking in a British accent. Hey, Mom. Hi, Mom. I'm 10, but I have a speech impediment, Mom. I'm only 10, but I'd like to step up and help you with the man stuff of the house, because I'm 10 now. My name's George Washington, Mom. Kid, love you.
His 2 older half-brothers went to college in England, which is funny that you started with that English accent, but felt...
Oh, you guys, I told you that I was feeling weird about the English accent. Yes, and then we came home all sophisticated. Little Georgie, Porgy. Pigs and ponies counting gorgey. You wouldn't understand. It's a British thing. Oh, you guys like it? Guys, I can talk like you now. See, John, we set the stage. You said it again.
Well, these same...
Little George Washington, this little British boy now. John, it's a good through line. Hear me out.
These same 2 older half-brothers decided that education was not a necessary expense after Daddy died. And since they owned and had everything, they were the ones that made him stop his education.
Phil. Call me Phil. Okay, Phil. I do believe now that we have Daddy's money and we have all the education we can possibly desire. Yes, Jeff. Do go on. Well, Phil, I do think that little Georgie has all the learning ability he needs. After all, he is the oldest child now. Poor peasant boy. You guys, my name's still George. Wait, fuck. Hello, boys. My name's still George. I established that we were not Australian in the first act. And we can't go back now. Fucking I did the fucking nickel down under. It's what they call the prison colony. You guys might know it. Good day.
Wow, I'm having... Like, wow. Okay. All right. So anyway, that little education that Washington did get was from hired private tutors, which included reading, writing, some light geometry and trigonometry to prep for his upcoming land surveying job, and also manners.
Did he do any quantity surveying?
Yes, of course he did. That was part of his job. Oh, was that a joke?
No, John. I'm just asking questions.
Did he like the gannet? The gannet wets its nest, John. Either out. So dumb. Fuck me, I gotta slow down.
That might be one of your, that might be one of your first Python references that was so beautiful. I have to do a shot to that.
John. John. Just when you think I've disappointed you all I can, I go and do something like this and
Redeem myself, buddy. Cheers.
100%. Bink. All right.
All right. Back to it.
So, so you know how I said his dad didn't leave George anything? Well, technically, he quote unquote inherited 10 enslaved human beings. Though Washington would later outwardly say he rejected the notion of slavery, he and his wife would go on to enslave another 500 human beings and force them to work on Mount Vernon and his other properties.
Yes, which is yes. Oh, but we didn't mean it. Oh, we didn't mean it. Look at my wig. It's powdered. We do treat you well, right? Fairly lash. Go on.
Well, many historians say that he was kind to these people, pointing out that he set free over 100 of these humans upon his death. But the reality is that it was after Martha's death.
Right? It just there's no excuse, because we see it now in today's times. There's no excuse to go along with the tide. It's the mob mentality. Like everyone was doing this fucked up thing. And if you agree with that type of whatever that type of behavior is, whatever's going on, if you agree with it before, fuck yeah, get into it. That's a good cover. By all means, no judgment. Like that's perfect. But if you didn't believe in that before and you do it then, that is no excuse. Well, just times. I don't believe. Well, then don't fucking do it.
Right.
Don't fucking do it. Whatever it is, John. Like,
He was from Virginia, so it was his entire life was known as that economy was based upon the system of slavery. So that's really what he knew growing up. But there were abolitionists.
It was my parents.
Right. He knew so many abolitionists.
There was only a lot of people talking to me about what was right, and I could only do what I lived in. Fuck you, George. Sorry. Go on.
The founding, many Ben Franklin, Aaron Burr, and his personal secretary during the war, Alexander Hamilton, were all from the very beginning. Well, Ben was not, but he was converted and he was a strong abolitionist. But the other two were from the beginning strong abolitionists. And he still was like, whoa, kind of what I don't know
anything about. I don't know anything. Like, you have your closest advisors who are telling you or who live it. John, it's just like Christianity. If we don't wear it on our sleeves, how will the community know that we believe in the Lord and Savior, my boy Pete?
So many historians say, yeah, right. So I said all that. He also
didn't see that coming, did you? Neither did I.
He also would have them beaten for disobeying his orders or for something as simple as not being physically capable of executing their task at hand.
See, now you're getting into, like, again, I'm with you. I know that happens. I know, but like the semantics of the people saying, like, no, he was good. He did this. He did that. No, he did this. He's like, yeah, we don't know anything. I know it all happened. I know if you own someone, it is not good. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Right.
Like, if it's a dom sub thing, call me, because
fully consensual. Yeah.
Not even consensual, John. I charge.
Consensually charged.
Yeah. I get the old school credit card machine.
Manual, baby.
That's what. Fingerprints on that motherfucker. I got you. There's no
touchless. We don't give a shit about the lockdown. You're touching this. Okay, sorry.
All right. So, along with quantity surveying, George was also a tobacco farmer. Apparently, a great one.
Yeah. Have you tasted fucking George's shit? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Woo! I got that Washington buzz. That Bell Washington buzz. You know what I'm talking about. Eli does. Fuck this guy. He doesn't have pants on. Where's your overalls, Eli? Woo!
He also raised cattle for work. So he had several jobs. He was a hardworking man. But that it's he was rich until his father kind of douchebagged him upon death, and then he was a working man to keep things going. So because of a hookup from his half-brother's father-in-law, Lord Fairfax, Washington became the official surveyor of Culpeper County, Virginia, at the age of 17.
Bro, 100%. 100%. We've talked about this before. Like, there's no job. Like, yeah, you can apply. You can go to what the fuck ever, monster.com or LinkedIn or all these things. But it is a hookup. Well, LinkedIn is going to be a hookup if you're that social, but it's like, ugh, gross. I don't know, man. I feel like that's how alleys should happen. I don't know. Plenty of fish, same thing. Ugh.
So when he was 20, that same brother died, and 2 months later, Lawrence's only child died, making George in charge of Mount Vernon. But they say it was tuberculosis that got the two of them, but...
What? Wait, now you're putting this in? I was almost done with the, we've never gotten a job without a hookup. No one has gotten a job without a hookup. I made some poor jokes on the way there. John, yeah, 17, you got a job as a hookup. Fuck yeah. You pass your application around and it's like, hey, I know there's this job over here. There's an opening. You don't find it in the papers unless you get headhunted. Like, man, no, that's not happening. Anyway, and now you're bringing up tuberculosis, that he may be a fucking murderer in the 1800s. Holy shit, John. We're going to have to get to the bottom of this. And I feel like this is our next pitch to Hulu. We're going to figure out if George Washington tuberculosized his brothers. Ain't that right, John?
His one brother and his brother's daughter. Because he wanted Mount Vernon. And you know how much he loved Mount Vernon. He's like, well, if I did that for this, I'm going to stick with this for the rest of my life and beyond.
I'm with you, John.
Allegedly.
I've seen worse episodes of CSI Miami, and I'm willing to listen. Dun, dun, dun.
2 years later, he joined the army and fought for his nation, England. Virginia sided with Britain in their skirmish with France, and Washington was put in charge of 150 troops that were charged to repel any French soldiers from the western areas of Virginia.
John, this is just a buffet of stupidity waiting to be plucked upon. I do not see they really come over here to the Western Front. Oh no, this is not good.
Hey man, y'all need to get off our fucking Virginia beach. Woohoo!
John, enjoy. No, can't even do it. I just made the mistake of looking down at my phone. John, we're two-sided pod. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Greenwich sandwich time for our good friends across the pond. Sorry, that's why I was distracted, John. It was such a good long pause that I became unsure.
So this was his first major command, and some local natives told the battalion that there was a small French force gathering a couple miles from their camp. So he decided, as their leader, to take about 40 men and go over and stir some things up. He completely botched the attack, killed about 10 Frenchmen, Virginian, and several natives also died. But unfortunately, one of those Frenchmen happened to be a minor nobleman, Joseph Coyon de Villiers sur de Lumenville, who it turns out was was on a diplomatic mission to end the tensions between the British and the French.
Yeah, so is this thing on? Is this, they call this the camera who we talk to? No, so we will bring in Jean-Pierre Dupieux, Normandy, Compiègne to negotiate peace with these fucking dogs. It was crazy. They came in all crazy, fucking insane. I have never seen something just like this. Anyway, do you have a smoke? Parlez-vous cigarette? Bonjour, ça va? Yeah. Okay, relax. Yeah, c'est good. Okay, bonjour. So, as I was saying, they come in all crazy. Oh, no. We kill all of them. They kill 2, maybe 3 people. Oh, shit. Turn out peace guy. Oh, we are going to fuck shit up now. Anyway, this is all in black and white, yeah? It's much more better if it's black and white. Got the feeling.
So this little French force that was gathering was his convoy to go meet with the British, who knew they were coming. And France was pissed. They called George Washington an assassin, and they escalated it into the French-Indian War, which then spread across the globe, resulting in a world war called the 7 Years' War. The British then fired Washington for his blunder.
All right. If they had a good attorney, that 7 years could have been easily cut down like 2.5 with good behavior. I know that. That's a fact, John. It's a fact. So it's all about representation, John. Gotta have someone in your pocket there.
He went home to regroup and just hide out for a little bit, because he was kind of a laughing stock. And then he got hitched 5 years later at 27 to Martha Curtis, and this happened to be after he was having an affair with Lord Fairfax's wife, who Lord Fairfax considered him his best friend.
So, one moment. So he was fucking Marybelle.
Marybelle's his mom? No.
Oh, that's right. No. That's where he learned it, John, from the Marybelles.
That's right.
I learned it from watching you, Mom. Your Marybelles. He wasn't fucking her, but should have been. If Freud had been alive, then he would have figured that out. I mean, he was. He actually was, but not in that part of the world. So, John, is this a history lesson? Or are we going to have to take note? Fair enough.
So he had the affair. He wrote to her, said that she was his first love.
Anyway, this guy fucks. So I'm kind of leaning back towards center on how bad he is. Keep going.
Going against the guy who considered his best friend and got him that super awesome job. This is the same guy, Lord Fairfax. He had known her since his early teens because he was on that plantation, and she was much older than him.
Yeah, John. Oh, shit. Are you talking about a fantasy? Yeah, we've never had one of those. Oh, no. Us fake British don't ever have them. Well, blimey, I think we Australians do. Let's fuck this old problem. Fast forward 20 years. Put my shrimp on a barbie. There she is. Hello, miss.
You want to perpetuate a great myth? Do that one. Like, that's at least based in reality. and not all these stupid cliche make no sense whatsoever. Or walked down the street for no reason. Well, then I copped up to it.
No, but then he also lost his parents in the alley of a movie theater. Hear that one? And then used his powers and riches to fight crime. I'm George Washington. No, I'm George Washington. I'm George Washington. See, John? Remember that? Pretty sure WB is fucking put that shit out. WB. Is that right?
But Martha was rich and not married at the time, so he went that route. He was Martha's second husband. Her first had died. Coincidence? Leaving her with 2 children, which Washington raised as his own. He had no biological children with Martha, and none that we know of.
Gotta keep them a secret. WB, calls one Jose and that one Jose. I'm George Washington. John, you got to take it from here, buddy. But I'm going to have to distract you because you are not fun to listen to. Okay, go. Ready? 2.
By the
3,
time
4.
the Revolutionary War broke out, Washington had been made the first commander-in-chief of the U.S. Army by the Continental Congress out of Philadelphia. As far as being a general, he still wasn't very great. He lost more skirmishes than he won, but he made blunders, got many men killed, and lost a few strategic early battles against the British when the war was full on. He lost major grounds in those first battles of Brooklyn. But what he turned out to be...
Brooklyn strong!
Whoop, whoop! What he turned out to be was an amazing spy master. By engaging a network of spies and turncoats, he learned of pivotal plans by the British and was able to thwart them time and again. Using that in his guerrilla war tactics, which were essentially unheard of in any official warfare up until then, because the Brits would literally stand in line with bright red coats and fire standing up. He earned the reputation as the, quote, silver fox by the frustrated British.
Fired once more and they began to run. Fired once more and they kept go. Fired once more and they began running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. I know that's not the right war, but in 1812 we took a little bit. Great song, you guys. You can find dubstep for that. I'm in.
So this made him the hero of the war for the U.S. And as we all know, the war hero of a successful coup or revolution basically guarantees that that person is going to be the new leader.
I need a hero. I'm holding on for George Washington tonight. And he's gotta have wooden teeth, and he's gotta fucking hate cherry trees, and he's gotta have an axe at his side. John, I'm trying to get his like campaign music going. We got to elect this guy. He's a war hero, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And after his 8 years of service with the army and winning the war, he was like, I couldn't be president. I'll just go, oh, no.
Okay. So right now, you're negging G-dubs, right? I get it.
It's a standard move.
Standard move.
No. I'm sorry that you had to have someone like me be your speaker at today's rally. I don't know why they couldn't get someone else. Let's get into it.
It's not a huge cock. It's a decent size. You know, all your lords tell your wives you're welcome. I'll be in the campaign office.
Hey, the best Showtime boys on the subway always say, we're not that good before they start anything. and then they bring it.
Right.
So this is the same. This is it, right?
Yeah. No, the thing is, belittle yourself. It's the same play. If you neg yourself at a bar, like, oh, I'm so dumb. I'm not smart. Oh, I'm not that funny. It's not that big. You play all of those cards, John, and then you prove them wrong with irony. Oh, you're smart and it's huge. I mean, your intellect, John. Your intellect. Come on, John. Get your goddamn mind out of the gutter.
During those 8 years as president, Washington's salary was a full 2% of the U.S. national budget. He was well paid.
Whoa, so he was just getting the tip? Whoa. Played that game a lot. Didn't pay off as well, but fair enough.
That having a presidential salary, even above 1% in any capacity, even right after him with John Adams, never happened again. He was 2% of the national budget, of the entire nation's budget for everything. He got 2% of that.
John, have you seen the pictures? They went around the Senate, the Congress was like, yep, he deserves it. It was crazy. And that was before airdropping on airplanes, John. Crazy.
Even with all that money coming in, he still had financial issues. He even had to borrow money in order to attend his first inauguration.
Cooking cake and candy, bro. I know how that is. Super bad.
A couple of fun things. Many of the founding fathers followed the trend at the time of wearing powdered wigs. But being a redhead, George Washington insisted on keeping his hair on full display. He did powder it white for parties and official type events.
Yeah, he also sold Merkins to support his fucking cocaine habit. It was ridiculous, John. I can't stand proud redheads. I will support any other community, any other genre, any other idea of a personage, but fuck the goddamn gingers as a people. What have they done for us lately? And you're hoarding all that vitamin D for yourselves, folks. Look it up. That's a fact.
I mean, our first and third presidents were both redheads.
I
and
know.
Conan O'Brien is a redhead.
That's why we got to take him down, John. Folks, if you like what you've heard here and you can't believe what you've understood, we're here every Thursday live, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern on the YouTubes, also on the stereo streets. We're here just to chop it up just generally with the community, with the fam, with the goddamn foundation on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Sandwich Time on Wednesdays and Fridays. Folks, we're not here for a long time. We're here for goddamn good time. I think that you're not going to get it here. But while you're waiting to find it, don't be afraid to tune in.
So he also had teeth issues, as you talked about. At that first inauguration where he had to borrow the money, he only had one tooth left. So he replaced his teeth with dentures, right? I mean, he got dentures, right?
She called me old. All right. How did you lose your British accent after losing all your teeth? Well, that's how we don't understand a lot of things around here. I'm George Washington, see? I've got one tooth. They put him in. Now I will cross the Potomac. Someone give me a bag of half tuppence. I'm going to skim them bitches across the Potomac. Pop out. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know. John, no, we're too far gone. Keep going. We're halfway steeped in blood. We're almost there.
His dentures were not wood, as some idiots think, but they were real teeth pulled from the mouths of enslaved human beings, crudely formed together with metal, ivory, and a spring to open and close them. He mostly ate very soft foods because of the discomfort of his dentures.
One of these days, John, I'm going to get your teeth. One of these days, John, you're in for it.
All right.
I wouldn't call you indentured because you do get a paycheck. You son of a bitch.
There you go.
Gotcha. HR is going to hear about this one. I know. I'm already drafting a letter. I know.
It was a multiple entendre.
You don't even understand the myriad. There we go.
There you go.
When you of entendres happening, it doesn't even work to finish the joke. It just sometimes you gotta put a pin in it, John. Sometimes you just gotta put a pin in it.
All right, here you go. He loved his animals greatly, and treated them better than he treated many people, especially those enslaved to him throughout his life. He bred mules, loved his many dogs, and bred several breeds of them, including Dalmatians, English foxhounds, French hounds, greyhounds, Italian greyhounds, and mastiffs, Newfoundlands, pointers, spaniels, and terriers.
Right. Every third I will call Mary Bell. Even if they're not female, it will be in remembrance of my mother. Oh, what a Mary Bell it was.
And a merry ball, too. He selectively bred hunting dogs for speed over the years and gave them endearing names like Sweet Lips, Venus, True Love, Taster, Tippler, Drunkard.
Yep.
And finally,
Taster.
Madam Moose.
Yeah. You guys like drinking? I call this one shit house. This one's puke. This one's last call. Phone last call.
Hey, did someone say puke? Is he here?
No. This we call Snickers.
He was also very sickly his entire life. He, at one point or another, one of the most sickly presidents we ever had, at one point or another, suffered from, I'm going to have another list.
The gout?
No, not that one. No. Diphtheria.
Palsy?
Tuberculosis.
Bro, come on, John. Who hasn't had tuberculosis? Jesus. Okay.
Well, his brother did.
Yeah, I know.
Coincidence?
I think not. And now it's not a murder. Now it's just running in the family.
That's right. Smallpox.
Yep.
Dysentery. Malaria.
Bro, who hasn't had dysentery and malaria anytime they went on vacation? If you haven't, you haven't gone on vacation. Keep going, John.
Quincy, which is tonsillitis. Carbuncle. Pneumonia.
100%. Yep.
And epiglottis.
Yeah.
Just to name a few.
Like, no, that's not even a few, but I was hoping for more. He had dropsy. He had water on the knee. He had palsy. He had Bell's palsy. He had Frankenfurter syndrome, where all of his digits turned into Frankenfurters. It was crazy, but delicious. Ain't that right, John? Just to name a few.
Mary Bell palsy. Right, yeah. You got it.
This is the best palsy I've ever had.
Not being a very religious man, he never prayed for his health and did not even accept God in any way on his deathbed.
And that is why, John, why he got all those fucking diseases. Folks, we're going to do the altar call now. All right. In my schedule, it was happening after this segment. But, folks, if you believe that there's a higher power, if you believe that Tuesdays and Thursdays should be held above all, if you believe that my boy Pete doesn't believe what he's saying, folks, come unto us. We are the Two-Sided Pod here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's live on the YouTubes every Thursday. If you can't make it, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Pod, Amazon Music, Patreon, Fans Only, Farmers Only. We're giving a lot of shout-outs to Farmers Only. If we can get sponsored by them, John, holy shit, we're going to make a mint. Also, probably an alfalfa.
Maybe a basil or basil. So he was
Hay, bales of alfalfa and hay, farmers only, not basil. Sorry.
He was, however, very hard to kill. He had 2 horses shot from underneath him, and his coat was hit 4 times by British musket shots, and his body was never hit. This is all in one battle.
It's crazy because Steven Seagal heard about George Washington. He's like, hard to kill. Sounds like a very good name for a movie. Also, do you know that I'm a master of all the martial arts? I will fuck you up with my ponytail. Super good. And it led on to the things that we love and know today, John. Historical future echoes. We call them ripples in the pond. Amazing.
After his second term, Washington said he was done with all that. I mean, he was quite old, but he gave this farewell speech that has resonated throughout the ages. He warned about political party alliances over making your best judgment call politician by politician, and said every political office, from mayor to president, should be treated like every other government office, from street sweeper to mail delivery person. We generally, of course, did not listen to one piece of advice that he gave from that famous speech.
It's the same speech, John. It's the same speech that we all are inspired by, that we all know is true, that has happened from age to age, and you have someone you believe in and can be behind, where it's either their swan song or their campaigns speech, like it just doesn't matter. Like, we all hear it, we all want it, but it never happens.
The Obama "Yes We Can" speech, right?
A chicken in every pot and a car in every driveway.
Right.
It's the idea of the American dream. We didn't put the American dream on until the 70s. You look at, well, no, that was the 50s. They redefined it. The idea, John, the whole thing is so disheartening. I feel like that is because, yes, these figures that we elect as president are people. They're human. They're fallible, right? They can do the best in the time, or they can do the worst in the time. They can be shit people all through their life, and like, I'm gonna have a change or not have a change. We don't know.
Yeah.
We have no idea what someone's inner monologue is. And you hope for the best, you expect the worst. You pack your go bag from the 2 sides, which has your passport to Mexico, Canada, and the UK. When I say passport to, I mean passport from, because you either want to be from the UK, be from Mexico, or be from Canada. Depends on the political climate. I'm just saying, you're also going to have 25 packs of half-smoked cigarettes. Yeah, I said 25 packs. We don't know how long this journey is going to be. A pallet of half-drink shots, because we need to make sure they're clean for you. We're the tasting dummies. John, what else we got? 45 feet of baling wire. 12 bullets for a 45 handgun. 1 357 Magnum. A flare gun. Box of matches that have been soaked in rubbing alcohol. And an empty bottle of rubbing alcohol. Folks, we can get through this if we all put our minds together. I've seen MacGyver do this shit 100 times. I know our fans can. Ain't that right, Sean?
Yeah, that's right, man. So after retiring, Washington was once again named Commander-in-Chief by President John Adams. So this was the only time since that office was given to the president, that it was given to a non-president ever. He was also the commander-in-chief of the Revolutionary War. So 3 different times he had the title of commander-in-chief. Only once was during presidency.
I've been a non-president for most of my life, John. And I can tell you, I have not been commander-in-chief yet. I've been Lord of all that is good and pure, but I haven't been commander-in-chief.
Well, this was mostly ceremonial, and it was to use the fame of his name to recruit more men for the U.S. Army as they ventured west. But he was also given the title of the highest ranking officer in the U.S. Army ever that shall never be outranked post-death.
Have you seen the size of that guy? Fucking ridiculous. Of course you can't get more stars than him. You got nowhere to put him. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Ironically, it was a cold that did him in, or technically it was epiglottis, the infection of the back of the throat.
Tell them it's cold. That's why everything's so small in here. Oh, you mean I have a cold? Oh, no. My epiglottis. So dumb.
What he had would have been easily cured with any antibiotics today, but on the day he died, December 14th, 1799, Washington was treated with 4 rounds of bloodletting, which removed 5 pints of blood from his body. It seemed that proved to be too much, which was about 40% of the blood he had.
Fuck yeah. If you donate blood 3 times under different names and disguises and then go to happy hour, I promise you, you are cheap date. It's super good. They're like, you want a cookie? I'm going to get a margarita. It's fine. Don't say that out loud. I learned they make you sit in a chair with your feet up. Don't do that. Waste the time. Waste the time.
I got a big quote that I'm really going to cut down from the New York Times.
Not called a quote then, John. Can you say sick? Because I feel that way in between.
On Washington's fateful day, Alban Rawlings, one of his overseers, and a bloodletter was summoned. Washington bared his arm. The overseer had brought his lancer and made an incision. Washington said, "Don't be afraid." That day, Rawlings drew 12 ounces of blood, then 18 ounces of blood, another 18 ounces, and a final 32 ounces into a porcelain bleeding bowl. After the 4th bloodletting, the patient improved slightly and was able to swallow. Gonna move forward. The third physician, because there were other physicians, doesn't matter. Sick. The third physician, sick, had who was appointed coroner the previous year, stopped the clock in Washington's bedroom at that moment, 10:20 p.m. So,
all right, boys, let's call it 10:20 p.m. Who wants cigars? Oh, I don't know how it's in your work, John.
There are many historians who believe that it was malpractice of all that bloodletting, that he might have pulled through from the infection, but that's what got him, especially that quickly.
And no cocktails. Like, that was the thing. Like, between ounces, they need to get, you need a fucking rum punch right now, bro. Oh shit, I need 16 ounces and 4 Caucasians. No, not you guys. White Russians.
Oh, collusion. Water might have been good. Anyway.
Bullshit. Water killed my uncle.
Because he was super paranoid of being buried alive, he requested to not be buried until 3 days after he was declared dead, which they did. Congress really wanted him to be buried in a mausoleum or underneath a mausoleum at the Capitol. but they gave in to his family and his request to be buried at his beloved Mount Vernon.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all seen it. Or I probably not. Now I'm saying it out loud. Like, Jesus Christ, I've been there. Like, oh, look at this. That guy. Who's buried in Washington's tomb? Go on. I'll wait.
That was a field trip, wasn't it? Didn't you go on a school field trip to there?
I've been there twice, John. Been there twice. Turns out I'm super American.
Yeah, you are.
USA. Not that. You learn. No, not fuck that. I'm all about it. But you learn, like your family. Your family has skeletons in the closet you don't bring out. But you're like, I wish that never happened. I wish that was not a thing. And you have to deal with it in one way, shape, or form. But I feel like that's us. Like you have to deal with your skeletons, right?
Right.
I'm all for my family, but if everyone
course.
lies and hides about everything, like, oh man, how come I feel crazy? Like, this is not okay. Like, it's honestly, I'm super scared of being buried alive. So I want to be put in my recliner for 3.5 years. And then I want the whole recliner buried. How about that, John?
A rose for my boy Pete.
Cheers, my friend. That's what we do here. That's what we do.
That's what we do. Let's have a shot. Let's pop this packet. Let's move on.
Yep. But let's not move on until you check the YouTubes and see what's popping over there, because if we pop packets, we need to pop the YouTubes, or at least give a glance.
Get a redhead's tooth. That's a lifetime of lux. This is Spondy, who also asks how many teeth. Hey, his teeth are still on display. Though they couldn't display him, they were able to take his dentures out and still have it at the Smithsonian. So check it out. See all those poor and enslaved people's teeth that went into his mouth every day.
Easy, TurboTax. Slow down. If you're talking like nonsense like that, like go see history. Yeah, it's people's teeth, right, John? Man, you make everyone's comments seem negative. Oof. John, the teeth, the wooden teeth, the cherry tree, it's as you said, it's those myths, those legends that we all hear. It's like I feel very much like Paul Bunyan, and John is my ginger ox, and we're just stomping through the forest of stupidity. John, I wrote that down. I didn't have time to workshop it or nothing. You're welcome for listening.
And we also got Mona Lisa shooting us some fire, and Joey from SoCal saying maybe that beautiful Mr. V song might be our new theme song. Check that
saying
out.
We got some very interesting. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for tuning in on the YouTubes. If you're not here on the YouTubes live, we're also on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, fans only, farmers only, Patreon. One of those three is real. Two of them are not. You guys figure it out. Also, we will take money for pictures. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. Pinka. Aha. And how you can find us on all of those, including our YouTube, so you can look back even if you're not looking live, is Two-Sided Pod, handle at TWO Sided Pod, all one word.
But if you do that, it's kind of like look at you. You're playing along, like you're talking back masking now, John. Like we are the it's not the well. If you watch us in 3 days, I promise you, you're going to tell a friend. And in 3 days, those friends will tell friends. Goes horrible arrive from there. Folks, you heard it here first. Fuck, what is it? John, what is the movie? The Girl in the Well.
She fucking died. She was in the fucking attic of the barn. What the fuck am I talking about? What is the movie? Come on. All right, I'm gonna pop these packets. Maybe someone knows right then. Come on. The Wish, The Well, the fucking goddamn.
It's two-sided. Oh man, George Washington. The fun and peace regions. My man John and my boy Pete.
Yeah.
Right here live on stereo, the two-sided podcast. I love these motherfuckers. Keep it locked. Radio and stereo. Oh yeah, it's live, baby.
Hell yeah.
Revelations is being televised, motherfuckers.
Hell yeah.
Here, man. Cheers, brother. Thank you so much.
You think he ate like Vienna sausages all the time?
Right.
You know it's in Vienna sausages, right? You know, like bitch. You know what I mean? Like coward bitch meat.
Right. I'm saying
Powdered meat. You get it? Hairy powdered meat. Yeah, man. Fucking two-sided podcast. They're fucking awesome, yo.
that's what I'm saying. That's how you get the gout. And Vienna sausages. You stay away from that spam musubi if you're fucking feeling Southern California or Hawaiian. That shit's delicious, though. I'll be honest. That shit's delicious, though. See? I said it better. Yeah. Who's good boy? Who's good boy? Who's good boy? Who's good boy? Yeah. Just good boy. Yes, good boy. No. Don't bite the ginger. No. That's bad. No. Ginger's a friend. Oh shit. Up on the counter. Shit. No. Yeah. Sorry. He usually behaves around company.
Wait, he didn't believe in God, but he wanted to wait 3 days to be buried. I see a parallel here.
Oh, shit. Shit.
Jesus, he must have been in pain every day of his life. God bless him.
Oh, shit. I didn't even see that one. Good on you, MFA. Good on. Hey, girl, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? That's a good pull in. I didn't even see that. Like, was he at Mount Vernon? Like, I need the biggest stone in front of my bedroom door. In 3 days, you shall take me out and bury me on my property. Push me in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful. All right, good on you. All right, fair enough. Turns out, folks, we nailed the serious. It was barely painful. I would say a lot of painful, but it's for the show, so barely.
He was in constant pain for most of his later life. That's especially from his mouth. He only ate like mushy, super mushy. Like it's lots of syrup on like some soft bread. That was his main meal.
Oh my god, have you ever had syrup on soft bread? Oh, so good.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, so good. I'm telling you, next time you get soft bread, request the syrup and see what happens. You'll thank me later.
My guys.
The Bruins!
My boy Pete. I'm not gonna lie. I might have set my alarm. I might have dozed off slightly. But you know, you were seeping into my orifices at all time. A shout out to the audience, of course.
Sure.
My muse. And MFA. Get you. And was there Frankie West barking like a dog? Or was that part of my special dream? Okay. Love you, bye.
Love you. God damn. That's what foundations are for.
Yeah.
You're the keystone in my archway. If you like humor about architecture, you're in the right goddamn place.
You're also in the right place for our next lightning round.
Lightning
lightning round. It's time to get down. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah.
Woo!
Oh my God. John, I was hearing about your presidencies. I don't think they went so good, man.
Hey, you need to just ease up on John and his topics. All right, just let him do his thing.
All right, but it sounded like the United States is stupid to me.
You've been working on that one, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I wrote it down.
All right, fair enough.
In John L. Peacock we trust.
Fair enough.
Sorry, John, we were having a conversation. What are you doing?
I'm reading this book, The United States of Idiocy. It's pretty similar to the thing you suggested. Maybe you might have gotten it from there. I don't know. There.
Turns out I'm a learned man. I go to the library not only to poop, but to check out books.
Not only to poop.
Not only to poop. Lightning guy out. Whoa!
I think he's been huffing pain again.
I think he's a learned man, John. We should respect him and respect his authority.
That's true. Yeah, we should respect him and respect his learning. So this lightning round segment is one of your favorites and mine. That's right. It's the editorial dick. It's where I give my boy Pete a headline from news and he editorializes. No facts, just opinions.
Here's the deal, folks. If you listen to the two-sided, you know that I never have any facts. I always have opinions. So this is kind of in my wheelhouse. Let me tell you the goddamn dirt on what we're going to talk about. Editorial dick.
My boy Pete, this first headline is Mark Zuckerberg agrees to cage fight with Elon Musk, quoting, "Send me location."
You want to go, bro? You want to go?
Yeah, I want to go. I would always like to go. I will have all of my children there to watch me beat you into submission.
You don't even know, bro. John, hear me out. I know that Zuckerberg, everyone's going to be the yes man and be submitted by him, but fucking hey, man, I'm letting you know, people who go through jujitsu shit, we used to fight all the time with friends, and people who started doing jujitsu would fuck your shit up. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Like, I know you're a little dude, and I have been wrecking your world forever. Like, no, like, God, you're a squirrel, and you fucking armbar me, and you fucking ankle lock. What the fuck? Yeah, you're fucked, Elon. You are fucked. Your goddamn stocks are going down, bitch. Everybody sell. Cage fight tonight, Sunday. Elon Musk. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. And Mark Zuckerberg. Hey, man, I'm here just to fight. Tell me the location. I'll buy it. I don't fuck your shit up. Only on Sunday.
Next headline, my boy Pete. George Santos's father and aunt backed his bail bond, court papers show.
Well, that's perfect because now we can reverse search his family and see if they're truly Jewish immigrants. We can really get to the bottom of this. Let's get to it, man. Here's the deal. I paid bail for 2 people in my life. John, you are not one of them. You've never had defense where it really needed any more than a AAA card. Good on you. But I'm saying you pay bail, like, you're gonna be known. Like, it is public domain. It is records they can pull. Like, ain't no special treatment.
Right.
And if your family's not gonna do it, good on you. Let's look at them. Maybe they're an amazing supportive family. Maybe they're the puppet master. Who knows? John, I feel like it's a good book. We should pitch it to Hulu. We're going to really get to the bottom of this.
I'd like to think that the big story is because he tried to block it so many times before it became public. But maybe what you're saying is it that the media was just going to hound on it no matter what, and it's his dad and aunt. It's not like two strangers who are now outed or anything. You're right. It's close family.
It's yes, but it's people now who are like, oh, you have this kind of money and you do this because you believe in this. So now you are tied into whatever the crimes are in public eye. You are tied into knowing you have finances. John, that's like going to the airport and looking at the people who are checking in their line. Like, I see what your address is. I'm going to go to your house allegedly and help myself. You're on vacation. Allegedly. That's why you got to get the two-sided go bags, which have no labels, none of the time, all of the time.
Next headline. Biden calls Xi a dictator, jeopardizing U.S.-China thaw.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Here, you can't trust old people to say the right things all the time. You can't. Like, yeah, no, 100%. You could be the best, well-intentioned, and I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying it's great, but I'm saying the best, well-intentioned 89-year-old, 104-year-old is going to slip up every now and again, or slip up the stairs every now and again. I get it. That's the problem. That's why I say if we have kids with the Wheaties boxes being president for a month, they're not going to slip up. They're going to say things that they shouldn't say, but it's not a mistake. They just don't know any better. And that, John, is what we need. It's a fresh new start. I'm letting you know, this is how we make America stupid again.
A follow-up to that one is a headline. New Zealand Prime Minister disagrees with Biden, says Xi Jinping is not a dictator.
And not a dictator, right? None of them are dictators. We just want to be nice and not be considered Australian.
Right.
Perfect. Fuck them. We're with you. 100%.
With that perfect Australian accent, as you were being the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Okay. Final headline.
I know, John. Do you understand that New Zealand's not a country? If you look it up on the fucking map, it's all Australia, John. Oh, like look, the fucking Lord of the Rings was. Oh, you want to have something to say? The Lord of the Rings was filmed there? Bullshit, it's not a country. Fuck you and your Hobbit land. Go ahead, John. I'm on a roll. Let's go.
Okay, final headline. My boy Pete. Final headline. Titan sub, Greek migrant boat, response criticized as disproportionate.
I did not see this one coming. Say that one more time. I've heard all the things, but say that one more time.
So Titan sub, the Titanic one, Greek migrant boat that lost about 100 plus. Response criticized as disproportionate because everyone's looking at the Titan sub.
2 words, John. James Cameron. If James Cameron had made a movie about a migrant boat sinking, everyone would be on. Didn't happen. Fucking Titanic. Never let go, Jack. This bullshit. Everyone is so keyed on it. Yeah, disproportionate. Of course it is. Because we live in a stupid society where human life is valued at certain levels. Like we've already established. John, rum raisin. Quit wasting my time. That's from City Slickers.
All right, man. I ended you on a hard one, but I appreciate your response on that one.
So let me get this straight. The House is perfectly okay with all of his shenanigans, but they have to censure Mr. Schiff because he told the truth to America. OMG, we really are living in the upside down. It's batshit fucking crazy.
Right?
Right?
Saying.
I understand that old people sometimes say things, but this jackass Biden doubled down. When asked about it by the prosecutors, I stand by what I said. It is what it is. If it's a duck, it's a duck, basically. We're gonna implode. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be good.
That's where you two-sided go back. Because you're gonna have those 20 packs of cigarettes, 20 half-smoked cigarettes in each. That's gonna get you across the border, trust me.
Of course, Americans are paying more attention to this. Why? Because a billionaire douchebag fucking was down there fucking around where he shouldn't have been fucking around, and bad shit happened. Migrants are just trying to get a better life here, right?
Right.
And heaven forbid that anyone that doesn't like migrants. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Don't even start with me. Don't even fucking start. No, trust me. Trust me on that. Like I feel like John, that's why he apologized for the last message. He's not trying to cancel me. He's just trying to be edgy.
Well, all of that, yes. And we're going to go into our final segment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything from the YouTubes? I just want to make you aware of those.
Yeah, we'll throw a couple of words out there. We got medium balls, big balls, and red rocket. And finally, from Joey, the last message is the ring.
The ring. That's what I was looking for.
The wishing, the well, the wishing well.
Sunrise, sunset. And girls know that's simply in the barn. Exactly.
My boy Pete, we're going to finish this off with the Houston's part 2. So the conclusion of one of our previous segments, the beginning of this month, the Houstons and the Houstons, Sam Houston and William Houston, and we're going to finish it off with Whitney Houston.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I was like, we have to go back and learn about things you said previously. Like, I get it, man. I'm part of the show, but I'm like, I'm unsure. I don't know what's happening. That's not good. But no. If I said I was dead, that was only a fact of the crack. John. And I will get drunk with you. Come on, John. Let's do a shot before we get to the show.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
that's a good idea.
Definitely. Let's move past that comment and have a shot, clean the palate. Everybody loves the golden voice of Whitney Houston. And, you know.
If we do next segment on Kevin Costner, I'm fucking in. Oof. Bodyguard, favorite movie. Cheers. Here we go. Cheers. Bink, bink.
Cheers, everybody. You're welcome for listening. So with over 2 million combined albums, singles, and videos sold worldwide during her career with Arista Records, Whitney Houston has established a benchmark for superstardom that will quite simply never be eclipsed in the modern era. She is a singer.
Bullshit. I haven't even released my first album yet, John. So how can you say that it'll never be eclipsed? Go on.
She is a singer's singer who has influenced countless other vocalists, both male and female. She was born into a musical family on August 9th, 1963 in Newark, New Jersey. Whitney's success might have been foretold because her legendary heritage is as familiar as America's greatest icons. The daughter of famed singer Cissy Houston, who made her name in the Drinkers Gospel Quartet, and later with the Sweet Inspirations vocal group of Aretha Franklin and Elvis Presley, and the cousin
Reed,
of
like you're not doing
Dee Dee
like,
Warwick.
Jesus Christ, John, that was so painful for me to listen to. Like, are you hooked on phonics? Or are you hooked on drugs? How are you not reading this correctly? I know, I don't know, but I know. Come on, let's go.
Also the cousin of singer Dee Dee Warwick, who introduced the original 60s version of You're No Good and I'm Gonna Make You Love Me with her sister, superstar Diane Warwick.
Right, so that's great. So we're right now we're talking about Whitney's mom and her sister Dionne Warwick. All right, so she comes from a lineage of great musical ability. Continue, John. Jesus Christ.
These people, her mother, her cousins, nurtured her passion for gospel music since birth. And as a teenager, Whitney was already singing on the scene in New York. And records of her first young performances in the 70s and early 80s album credits with such eclectic acts as Michael Zagar, Chaka Khan, Herbie Mann, and Nelville Brothers, with others sought after collection. These are all sought after collection items.
Super, super sought after. I'm seeking the end of this fun segment. Let's tighten it up, buddy. You're doing good. And the Neville Brothers is how it's pronounced. Continue.
Let's take off. So her singing career took off. Houston was a fashion model before that since 16 years old, and she was spotted by modeling agent while out in New York City with her mother. It's literally that story of, I'm on the street and someone says, hey kid, I'm gonna make you a star. And she got recognized. So she was one of the first Black women to appear in 17 magazine, and she also landed photo spreads in such publications as Glamour and Cosmopolitan.
Right, that's amazing. I was in Jugs once, John. Crazy, but didn't make the cover. But I have a fold out, pretty good. You should check it out. We'll put the link up below.
We'll do that now. Here we go. All right. In 1983, near the end of Arista's first mega successful decade of operation, Clive Davis was taken to New York's nightclub where Whitney was performing and signed her on the spot. This is a big Clive Davis. So 2 years went into making her debut album, and it was worth it because Whitney Houston, released in February of 1985, launched the second decade of Arista and yielded a string of hits, including You Give Good Love and 3 consecutive #1 singles, Saving All My Love for You, How Will I Know, and Greatest Love of All, which became...
How will I know? How will I know, oh, John, that this segment is over? How will I know? How will I know if we can be done? I don't know, John. I don't know the rest of the words, but it's a great song. My sister had the album. Super good. Everyone should look it up. Give her some cred.
My boy Pete, I see that you're chomping at the bit. We're at the beginning of the segment, but I want you to know this is a very short segment. So just go for the ride. Go for the ride, baby. I got you.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
Okay. So that album sold over 13 million copies in the US and many millions abroad. And it was it set the record as the biggest selling debut album by a solo artist. And then came The Bodyguard. That soundtrack is one of the top 5 biggest selling albums of all time to this date, with at 18-time platinum level in the US alone. It was her career-defining version of Dolly Parton's "I Will Always Love You." It is the biggest selling single of all time by a female artist, with 10x platinum, diamond for physical and digital in the US alone, and stayed in the US charts for record-breaking 14 weeks. This broke the internet before there was the internet, right?
She didn't pour champagne on her butt, John. That's all I know.
Nah, she showed her talent instead, which was much bigger.
Boo! All right, fair enough.
In spite of some growing personal troubles, Houston continued to progress in her career, crossing over successfully into acting in '92 to star with Kevin Costner in this movie that made everything so big. It set the trend for films to follow. Each movie she released also hit singles that were in the movie, creating sensational record sales for the soundtracks. And that went on, that album went on to win Houston 3 Grammys, including Album of the Year and Record of the Year.
Pretty good. You know, she's doing good. John, is there any messages, John, on YouTube? Any Zoom? Any?
No, it's still with the last one, which was The Ring. But I
Zoom?
see, yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
all right, so she's doing good. Yeah.
there is the rumor mill about her relationship with her friend and former assistant, Robin Crawford. According to Crawford, the two met as teenagers in the 80s and over in a summer camp, and they formed an immediate bond. But you know, that was never confirmed nor fully denied by Whitney. And then Houston and Bobby Brown of the R&B group New Edition met in 1989 Soul Train Music Awards, where she invited Brown to a party afterward, and they kept in touch. He asked her out. They got married. Blah 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 blah. Lots of horrible things happened because that guy's a big douchebag. The two officially divorced in 2007. So
apparently you've never heard my Roni, but okay, go ahead.
In early 2012, Houston was rumored to be experiencing financial trouble, but she denied that claim. And she was poised for a career upswing. She was working on a musical film, Sparkle, with Jordan Sparks, a remake of the 1976 movie about an all-girl music group similar to the Supremes, and also reportedly had been approached to join the singing competition, The X Factor, as a judge. Unfortunately, she did not live long enough to see these latest comeback possibilities. So Whitney Houston died at the age of 48 on February 11th, 2012 in Los Angeles at Beverly Hilton Hotel, where a Grammy party was being held by Clive Davis, the person who originally discovered her.
I loved him in The Seed. He was great.
According to a report released by the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office on March of that year, the official cause of death was an accidental drowning. The effects of heart disease and cocaine found in her system, they were contributing factors. With her passing, the music world lost one of its most legendary stars and voices. Davis once said that Houston, quote, is in the great tradition of great singers, whether it's Lena Horne or Ella Fitzgerald or Sarah Vaughan or Gladys Knight, end quote. End segment.
She was great, man. She was great. Great.
The sources for this episode of Two Sided have been, first segment, the White House Historical Association, mountvernon.org, biography, Smithsonian Magazine, the History Channel, and mentalfloss.com. Second segment, whitneyhouston.com, biography, and stacker.com.
I was my segments. I went to whitehouse.com, but got stuck there. So also get a credit card ready. Go. Cheers.
Before we finish there, my boy Pete, is there anything from this episode that you'd like to take a second glance at, a second look, a second thought, a second opinion? This is Pete's Retraction Corner.
Fuck you. No, I've actively nailed it. I literally did the Lord's work today. You're welcome for listening. Oof. Oof.
Well, let's do a quick shot and get out of here.
Yep. Cheers, buddy. Bink, bink,
Cheers.
bink.
Cheers, everybody. Bink. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show live on stereo every Tuesday at our usual start time. So if you want to join us or want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. And for those listening live on the stereo app, stick around in this room for a continued chat in the green room right now for our after show wind down. That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm my boy Pete, and I can't believe it's not butter in Southern California.
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, handle @2sidedpod, TWO sided pod, all one word, and the stereo app every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two Sided. Love you, Pete.
Love you, John.